Hello, welcome back to Zekism Wrestling. In this video, we will be discussing the recent, not announcement, but news that SmackDown is due to go back to 2 hours on the USA Network as a result of them announcing a show taking up the last hour that's debuting later this year. So that's interesting. We'll discuss the sort of ramifications, the pros and cons of it. And a sort of possibly a hot take from me regarding it. I'm not sure. Looking at the consensus online, it possibly might be. So the show The Rainmaker is due to debut later this year on the USA Network. It's a John Grisham legal thriller novel that's been adapted for the screen. It's debuted August 15th. It's debuting, and yeah, I mean it's that sort of either SmackDown's going to start earlier, which is unlikely, or this is the end of 3-hour SmackDowns. I guess, you know, look, the good side of it would be, okay, it condenses the show, makes it a bit more punchy. I know that a lot of fan complaints online have been that the show feels leggy, that there's 3 hours is a long time to sit through, granted, and that there's a long show to sit through. If you know, like I said, the fan engagement isn't great for a 3-hour show, etc., etc. There's a lot of advert breaks, blah 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 blah. I get, so I understand that those complaints definitely. I think it hopefully will tighten up the creative. It won't mean that they're all sort of overworked. And I think that's all the good things I can think of. The negative for me, I've really enjoyed the 3-hour wrestling shows. I know I'm in the minority on that. I think that the 3-hour Raws and the 3-hour SmackDown, especially SmackDown recently, I'll be honest, since Road Dogg was named as the sort of head of creative for SmackDown, I think the SmackDown's been really good. I think, you know, I don't understand the fan complaints about the show. For me, I've been really enjoying the 3-hour shows. I think and I was really enjoying the 3-hour Raws before they changed to Netflix and it got sort of shortened or wasn't as fixed in terms of a time schedule. And the massive negative is it's going to mean it is less wrestling, which I know some people will probably cheer at. But there's a lot of people on the roster, especially on SmackDown, that are now not going to be used. They're just superfluous, and it's going to be a rarity if they get on TV. In particular, I mean, number one, the women's tag titles. Again, that's sort of always the punching bag. You could probably put the Women's United States title in it. There's always the title first and foremost that gets the less time. I feel that's the title. And the men's tag titles as well. They're the ones, I think, they're the divisions that may suffer as a result of this, because, like I said, the other titles are deemed more important. The stars need to be on the shows for the network to be happy. And on a 2-hour show, there's less time. That's not an excuse. I think you should always be able to highlight a lot of stuff. I mean, you could look at NXT. NXT manages to get pretty much everyone on their roster on TV every week, more or less. I know it feels very rushed. There's a real sort of zippy sort of energy to it, and the matches aren't particularly long, which is a negative about NXT. That certainly does help with it being developmental as well, I think, because it means the performers aren't asked to do as much. But I think they managed, like I said, to get a lot of people on the show every single week. It is a weird experience watching NXT, modern day NXT, but you can't argue they don't use all their people. And certainly all their big stars get on as much as their minor ones do. And they're able to showcase something of themselves. We know main roster doesn't work that way. We know, sort of, like you said, think of the Jey Uso Gunther match that we had last week on Raw. Went 25 minutes. That's a quarter of the show. If SmackDown did something similar, which means you have an hour and a half to get everyone else on the show, which doesn't happen. So it is a shame, I think. For me, I enjoy watching the 3-hour wrestling shows. They work for me. I enjoy them. There's a lot of content to watch, which is always good. You know, I'm always looking for things I'm into to watch. So, yeah, for me, I think it's a shame. So that's my hot take, I think, because I think everyone online is cheering from the rafters because they enjoy 2-hour punchy shows, and they think the quality will increase as a result, which might happen, actually. You know, that would be the sort of the flaw in my wish and desires, because maybe the shows would improve or get better as a result. We'll wait to be proven right on that. I think the creative since January, maybe February, hasn't been as good as it was before, for whatever reason. I don't know what reason that is. I don't know why. I think they're picking things up though. The last few weeks, I think there's some stories being set up on both shows that are intriguing. We're seeing some more diversions and some more plot lines taking shape. So that fills me with a bit more hope that things are on the uptake. But yeah, I think it's a shame that SmackDown's going back to 2 hours. I understand why, it is what it is, but yeah, I think it's a shame personally. And obviously they think, well, we'll probably get better mileage out of putting a drama show in that third hour rather than a wrestling show. So it is, but it feels like a network decision. It felt like a network decision anyway to make it 3 hours, but I think for me, I was enjoying it. But let me know what you think. Am I talking rubbish? Am I talking out of my backside? Do you prefer? I think I know the answer to this. Do you much prefer a 2-hour wrestling show rather than a 3? I prefer a 3 personally. I know I'm in the minority on that. Let me know what you think. Try and be nice. Be really nice. But no, I appreciate everyone's got a different opinion on this. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments section. Please drop me a like and subscribe if you enjoy my content, and get in touch if you want to discuss anything with me. And I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.